Let's see here. We got audio. Awesome, awesome. And we should be all good. Let's see. Boom. Let's go. What's going on, family? We check and make sure we're good. Audio. Yep. We got action. There it is there. Let's go. What's going on, fam? All right, let me go ahead and shrink my big mug down. And let's jump into some sauce. All right. Who we got in the building right now? Let me see here. We got the whole family here. Okay. I see. That was good, E-Money. We got Bradley in the building. What's going on, Damon? We got Yuki in the house. Hey, Yuki. Let's see here. We got Dewan in the building. What's good, Storm Child? What's up, my brother? We got Mandau in the building. What's good, Yoshi? Okay. Let's see here. Got Randy in the building. What's good, Randy? Let's see. We got Forex Princess in the house. Delansky in the building. We got Johnson in the building. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get this to be brighter. Sheesh. There we go. Let's see, we got Al Pensum in the building. What's going on, Clark? What's up, Charlie? All right, we got M. Baham in the building. Ban him in the building, my bad. Let's see. We got TBN in the building. What's going on? What's up, Abel? What's up, Klebs? We got Crypto G in the house. All right. We got Zig in the building. What's going on, Miso Soup? We got Tong in the building. What's going on? We got Brandon in the house. What's going on, H? What's up, H-Tran? Man, I ain't seen my family in a minute. D. Carroll in the building. Oh, we got the whole squad showing up today. Y'all was chilling today. Okay, let me see. Okay, we got 80 people here, but it's pretty much like all my cousins. Okay, so obviously. All right, man. What's up, y'all? Man. All right. We got Millions in the building. What's going on? We got T United in the house. All right. Boom. Let's go. We got FTMD in the building. Let's see, here's Yo Kirk come with a different cap every session. My guy, how many hats you have? Oh, it's bad. Like, just hats I got sitting next to the desk alone is a thing. Like, yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a thing. Yeah, and I'm like, and it's funny because this is the one hat like I never wear, but I keep it by my desk because I know Sloppy be in here all the time. This Boston hat, like I just keep it by my desk just to let Sloppy know I have it and I ain't wearing it. I ain't never wearing it. All right. You be mad too, like, bro, you always repping everybody else but Boston. I'm like, yeah, it's just because you're in here. It's a whole thing. It's literally why I just bought it and was like, and I'll never put it on. All right. Let's see. Some respect to all my family that's been here for the past 1 to 2 years. We going strong. Yeah, no, big facts. See here. He has a rotating hat of closet. I have those things where like you slide the drawer out and all the hats are in there. I got like 3 of those that are filled behind my couch. There's like a whole little shelf of just hats. I got like a box in my closet of hats that I don't know. I got a thing. Like after so long, hats just kind of like, you know, especially if it's like an old hat that I know I'm not going to wear no more because I've been to the gym in it too many times. I done sweated it out. Yeah, it's a wrap. So don't make me call you. Right. You jump right on just to talk stuff. See here. It says playoffs basketball card. Yeah. Playoff basketball is a whole vibe right now, man. Like it's been very entertaining to say the least. But let me go ahead and get this bad boy started. All right. Oh, I would close out the one website I'm about to go to. So quick refresh oldcoingecko.com and boom. All right, so we got Bitcoin hanging out 28,000, Ethereum 1,800, Tether's just below $1. Who would have thunk it? BNB at a 326 right now. Same thing with USD coin, just below $1. XRP below the 50-cent mark. We got Cardano below the 40-cent mark right now. Looked at the top performers earlier, and we had that whole meme coin. Obviously, everybody's like, "Oh my God, Pepe Coin is the best thing since pants with pockets, or no, we not about to play this game. We're just not. I'm sorry. I don't want to play. So yeah, everybody's wigging out about it and all that good jazz. I'm not impressed by none of that meme coin stuff. I know people get so up in arms about these meme projects. Nah, not me. I'm good. Stuff like this, I come over here on the second page. I'm trying to find some gems. I'm trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to figure out where the big movement is going on in the other areas right now. Some of this stuff, I looked this up, not even worth it. Not even worth it. It was already down 24% for 7 days. It just had a nice jump today. I'm not falling for it. Same thing here with this one is Link, LN. All right, okay, but not the best. Polymath is old school. It's been out for a couple years now. I'm not gonna say old school. It's just been out for a while. Some of these other projects are just like, yeah, nah, they need time to breathe. That's all it boils down to. Man, I'm like, what is going on? I'm sitting on my foot. I'm like, what am I doing? My thread caught on my sock. Like, what is going on? All right, fam. So getting back over to the chart, we talked about this earlier when we were on the session about how the markets are lining up. We're getting in a position now where we're seeing a lot of growth. We're seeing a lot of consistency. We're seeing a lot of the market starting to really kind of stabilize at certain levels right now, right? And I think for me, this is one of those times where it gets fun because everybody's excited about where the market may go. But I'm also in that position where I'm like, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's be mindful for any sort of retracements that move lower. If and when we come back down to certain levels like this, even if we see a $23,000 or $21,000 BTC, the altcoins are going to be phenomenal at those levels, guys. All right. So this Wednesday, as we were talking about earlier, we got to be mindful of what's coming up, right? We know FOMC is going on this week. We got the Fed coming out deciding if they're going to raise interest rates, if they're going to pause interest rates. I don't think we're going to get anything higher than 25 basis points. Personally, that's just where I'm at with it. Like, I don't see that happening, right? So we know FOMC, big deal, on the 3rd. So we know tomorrow, not going to be any real fireworks, right? It's not going to be like, oh my gosh, the market's going to go crazy. Everybody's sitting around waiting to see how this is going to play out. And we got unemployment numbers, obviously, because we got non-farm payroll coming out Friday. So it may be a double whammy kind of week. We'll see how it all moves. But I know Wednesday for sure is going to be some fireworks. Like, there's no way we're not going to get big movement on Wednesday. So if I was you guys, I wouldn't be trying to predict what the thing's going to be, because I don't know why people do that. It's like, I don't know. I guess when people try to trade the news, in my opinion, it feels like they're trying to like chase down gains, if that makes sense. Like, the market's going to move the way it wants to move, regardless of news or not, right? If we get good news, the market may sell off. If we get good news, the market may move up, right? But I know even in all those scenarios, it typically brings us to an area where, regardless of what the market's doing, I am looking for a pull back from the main movement, right? From the impulsive move. Whatever happens in the market, whether it's impulsive up, impulsive down, I want the pullback. So if I know the market's been doing great and we get great news, right, and it pulls back, I'm waiting for that pullback. Yes, those sellers are people that have already been making money. They're already in profit. They're taking profit. They're pushing the market down. Why are they pushing the market down? Because they know it was good news. So they're going to push the market lower to get a better position after they take profit and watch it rise back up again. Yay. If it's negative news and the market shoots up, I'm not falling for that, because more than likely it's shooting up to an area where it's simply retracing to a point where we can find an area where either those people who were in are saying, hey, let's get this last move up, get out, and watch this thing drop off, right? Like, it's normally scenarios like that where you got to be mindful of the bigger picture as opposed to what everybody else is seeing, right? So with right now, we know we're at 5.0 when it comes to the interest rate, right? Or the rate hikes they've been doing. We know we may go to, another 25 basis points, what they're already pricing in. So it'll take us to 5.25, or we might pause and get nothing, and it may actually stay at 5.0. If it stays at 5.0, that's a sign that the Fed's looking to either slow down and be more patient. That means Bitcoin is going to jump. Stock market's going to jump, right? Like, gold's going to jump, because they see it as a sign where we're getting closer to the opportunity of potentially cutting rates. It's not a rate cut, but it's the closest thing we can get to as a rate cut right now if we slow down and pause. Okay, so a pause is not as good as a rate cut, but it's definitely in the wheelhouse of a rate cut. Because when we start cutting rates, that means they print money again. Okay, and everybody's like, "What is a rate cut? Why is it good if they cut rates?" We've been raising rates, so we start getting rate cuts. That means they're cutting the money printer back on. Money printer go burr. When money printer's ramping up, all that money likes to flow into markets like stocks, gold, or not as much gold, stocks, and definitely Bitcoin. Right? So we'll see, even with real estate as well. Now, but I don't think we're going to get a rate cut because it'll just be way too early to cut the money printers back on. Just it wouldn't even make sense. Like all the work we did just to get here and then just say, oh, well, like, nah. So I think we may pause, which is definitely on the table. A pause is in the table because we're seeing more banks fail. And maybe something the Fed's a little nervous about. So we'll see if we pause. If they go another 25, let's just go look at the chart so I can walk you through what I'm seeing, okay? Because I feel like this is kind of important. All right. So I talked about this earlier on the session with Mike, and we were kind of just, glancing at a couple of things right now. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'll double back on this in just a second. So we are looking at, let's get all of this out of the way because we'll talk about that soon. So we're looking at a scenario where the market has been dropping off pretty substantially, right? Obviously, we talked about this area up here being a major selling zone. Sure enough, the dollar stopped on a dime, turned around, dropped off a cliff. Now, why are we looking at this area with any sort of trepidation or any sort of cause to be like, what's the big deal, Kurt? Like, what makes this zone that we're at right now so important, right? Okay, let me pull my sleeves up now because I got to get serious with y'all. All right, it's getting real in here now. All right, so let's go back a little bit more to let's go to a higher time frame so I can walk you through what I'm looking at. And I've left this harmonic up here because I want y'all to see this because this may be a thing, by the way. All right, so we talked about this big red area up here, right? All right, you see, yeah, y'all see the bigger picture. Okay, so we went from high point down to the low point, and we know we have what, a 786, 886 zone right here. All right, let's get rid of this. I don't want to confuse anyone. All right, we have a 786, 886 zone right here that has a lot of selling pressure attached to it. So our thing was, yes, price is definitely heading back towards this zone, but we're not going to blindly just hit sell at these levels. We need to find out where is the imbalance within this zone that we got. So we went back over. We got a good look at it. And what did we find? Right? We found what? A drop, base, drop. That tells us that there's a small level of selling pressure right here because the price dropped, pause for a moment, and continue dropping. Why does that tell us there's a bit of selling pressure at that level? Because I got to do this, right? I always talk about these continuation patterns and whatnot and so forth and so on. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. Man, I got so many slides in here. It's not even funny. All right. And here we go. So this one here, I've shown this slide like a million times. I'm very repetitive. Okay, so we have what? DBDs, right? Are bearish formations created by a pause and a directional movement down and become areas of supply. All right, so we know a drop, base, drop has a small area of supply here for potential selling pressure. Same thing here with RBRs, right? Our bullish formations created by a pause and directional movement up and become areas of demand. So we move up fast, pause for a moment, and continue moving fast. If and when price comes back to this area may have some nice buying pressure left in it. Same thing here. If and when price retraces back to this area, we may have a nice zone of selling pressure here. So we saw a drop, base, drop for the US dollar. So if and when price returns back to this area, we're not going to blindly look at this big red boxed off zone as just all of it's going to be for selling pressure. Let's pinpoint where the sell orders are waiting. So all we did was boxed up this white line to the very top. So white line here to the very top. And sure enough, what did we get? Price came all the way back up to our area. And how did it react? Came running to the zone, stopped on a dime, turned around and dropped off. That's not because Kurt is lit. That's not because I'm dope. That's because we know what we're looking for at certain areas in the market. And remember what I told you guys, the higher the time frame, the stronger the structure. Okay. So for all my scalpers out there that are like, Kurt, I'm on the 5 minute and the 5 minute dictates the monthly. Bruh. Like, no, it does not work that way. I don't care how much you love scalping. Yes, it's a good time, all of that, but no, it ain't dictate nothing on that higher time frame, fam. Okay, but this helps you understand how to scalp more efficiently, because if you know where you are on the higher time frame, you could do some damage on some lower time frames. Okay, now mind you, I'm showing you all of this stuff. I haven't whipped out one indicator yet, right? We just looking at flat out naked charts, right? So let me just take this shirt off. I'm just y'all like, oh my god, it went from 4x to triple X real quick. All right, so knowing that we know this stuff, we utilize this on multiple time frames, right? So now when we go down here, what am I looking for? Low point to the high point, boom, right? And now what am I looking at? 50% 618. This area may have what? Some buyer momentum left in it as well. Now, there's a whole thing, all right? Y'all silly. Did you get to catch that earlier session? Kurt gave us gold dating advice. You petty, bro. I was in the Marvel moment. I don't know what he was talking about. That was a whole NFT. That wasn't me. That was a Chat GPT thing happening. All right. Kurt's my new dating coach. I'm not the dating coach at all. All right. Don't ask me. Do not. All right. We're going to ask Mike for dating advice. He's the one. All right. He got all the answers. All right. Says Kurt ain't single. Question says with the question mark and the LOL. Ain't nobody checking for me, man. I'm sitting at the house. I'm over here DoorDash. I literally DoorDash every day. People laugh at me. Like, I DoorDash every day. I don't even have time to grocery shop. I'm so busy in here working. Like, I can't even go grocery shopping, so I just DoorDash. Like, my refrigerator is filled with styrofoam containers and, like, foil and stuff. Like, it's bad. All right, so where we are right now at this level, what am I looking at? We got a run up. Ooh, what is that? Rally, base, rally. If and when we drop down, guys, because I'm trying to warn you, if and when we drop down, this area here may be a zone to keep an eye out for potential buyer momentum inside of this area. Now, if I went down to a lower time frame like a daily, this is where it get interesting. Because I'm like, bro, you just keep on keeping on with the keep on. All right. Down in here, where are my big imbalances? Price went down, price went up, price went down, price went up, price went down, price went up, right? Down here, do I have any imbalances that I can utilize to my benefit at these levels, right? There's barely any engulfings down here that show a big buyer presence down here at the bottom. There's an engulfing here to the downside. So what I can do is I can box this area up right here. This is my last major area of imbalance. Price broke below, had a huge run and breakout. Price never fully made it back to retest this area. So if and when we have news, right? I'm going to put this line as orange so we know what to look out for, right? This could become a very powerful zone. Also up here, if and when we have news, right? Tomorrow, not going to be a lot of fireworks. Wednesday, maybe some fireworks for the dollar. High point down to the low point. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm using the wrong one. The wrong one. My bad, guys. Yeah, this is right. My bad. We're in the right zone. Yep, we're in the right zone. So high point to the low point. This 50% 618 zone may be an area where the dollar may look to run, test these areas, or we may come all the way back up to here, 786, 886, and have another major sell-off. All right. These are the things I keep an eye out for when I'm seeing potential big news on the way. Because whether it's good news or bad news, this is going to affect, and I don't want to say good or bad, whether it's bullish or bearish news for the dollar, it's going to affect the charts. It's going to affect the market. There's just no other way around. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So we have to make sure we're looking at both scenarios and weighing them out. All right. So now I know we got areas down here. I'm going to box this up too. We got areas down here. to keep an eye out for. And we got areas up here to keep an eye out for. Really important stuff, fam. Really important stuff. So when I go back to my weekly chart, you see I got a little excited because I kept telling you guys about this trend line. I'm like, dude, price is testing the level and we're breaking down substantially. We haven't seen any real growth. And now we finally are breaking the trend line. I want to see if we're going to be able to hold, because this is still a weekly trend line. All it takes is one bad look on Wednesday and this whole thing turns into a wick. And we got one giant red candle dropping off from here. That's the thing that I'm keeping an eye out for this week. And all it takes is for the Fed to raise interest rates to 25 basis points and the dollar continues on its journey up to these levels. Now, what does that tell us? If the dollar continues its journey up to these potential levels here or here, now we got to go back to our BTC chart. And now things are looking a little more differently, right? Because now for Bitcoin, we had the same exact scenario. Not the exact scenario, but a little different. I'm going to use this chart real quick. So we have all these different scenarios kind of playing out. Like I told you guys, everything I just explained to you guys is happening on different time frames, but in very similar ways, right? So high point down a low point here, 50% 618 zone right above. We can have bullish news or bearish news for the dollar. Dollar falls, crypto rises. We get into these areas here, or these potential areas here. Even if we get into like a $45,000 area for Bitcoin, I don't think it's going to be very bullish for very long. I think we will see a sell-off, and it'll be one of those areas where people start to look to kind of either take profit and then see a nice sell-off back down. I don't think we're going to drop off substantially. It'll be a nice run up and a nice consolidation, probably back and forth between 45 and 30, because we could literally just run from here. Like if we get a rate pause, like there's no rate hike, we just get a pause, like we stay at 5, guys, Bitcoin's going to make a move. Alts are going to make a move. It's going to be a thing. Okay. So I don't want anybody to be wigging out like, oh man, we missed out. Like we're going to get a pullback, right? So just because we're just hanging out just below the area, don't get all doom and gloom if it just takes off and we see price run all the way to 40, right? And everybody gets all hyped up like, yeah, we're going to have a sell-off. For sure, we're going to have a sell-off. All right. Rate pause doesn't mean we won't get another rate hike either. They could pause this meeting and then the next one go up again to 25. All right, go up 25 basis points. So we're not out of the woods or completely just, we're done. Everything's going to be pauses and rate cuts and all that kind of stuff. I don't think we're going to get a rate cut until next year. Personally, I think we're going to continue raising rates and pause, raising rates and then pause, and then eventually they'll get it to where they want it to be and things like that. But I'm like, yeah, I don't think we're at that place yet. I really don't. I don't see it happening just yet. Let's see here. This is Kurt. How far do you usually go on the DXY? I mean, I've used all of the DXY in our recent setups and things like that, but I'm not going to go like way back to like the 60s until we get back into those price points. Right now, we're not even in that. We got to deal with the price points we're at now before we can even look back at those levels in like the 80s and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. By the way, the Vatican Church is now using blockchain and NFTs for their library. Bruh. This is what I'm saying. Whether you like it or not, this stuff's not going anywhere. All right. Let's see. Chainlink Sergey Nazarov was one, and it was here. Was on a one-on interview with asset manager 4 Trillion discussing tokenization at SmartCoin bullish. Yeah, I mean, Sergey Nazarov is one of the smartest dudes in crypto. He's been rumored to be like Satoshi, right? Everybody's, oh, he's Satoshi Nakamoto. I get the initials. Obviously, it sounds good, but nah. Like I get it. It would give it a good spin, but what Chainlink does is just one of those projects where you just can't ignore it. At the end of the day, like it's a really powerful project, and it does what it's supposed to do, and it hasn't failed. And it gives a lot of other blockchains that are just siloed off the opportunity to have outside information flow into it. So Chainlink's it's like a no-brainer once you do the research on it. Let's see here, it says Bitcoin hasn't even made a proper 382 retracement of the last mode yet. I mean, yeah, like you think about here, we're chilling at the 382. Literally just bouncing back and forth on 382, if I did a full, it's right at it, right? Like we're just getting to the point where it can come back up and test these levels and then fall right back down again. All right. If we move up and we get into these areas, like I said before, the 45,000, all that kind of stuff, we'll be right inside a traditional 50% 618. So from the last all-time high down to the last major low, a full retracement back up 50% 618 is only 45. What is it? 42 to 50 for almost 50,000. Let's say 42 to 49K. And people are going to be losing their mind like, oh, we're at 45,000. And I'm like, dude, it's a 50% 618 zone. We can see a retracement right now and it would be normal. Like we've done nothing but make lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and we're finally pulling back up. This will just be an area we consolidate out at. And what does it look like when we start to kind of flatline for a minute? How convenient that every time we have these movements, we have a big run up and then we kind of do a last bit of accumulation, right? A big run up and a little bit of accumulation, right? A big run up and a little bit of accumulate. Like, guys, like this isn't hard math here, right? I know all these probably aren't going to be 50% 618 zones, but I mean, guys, there's a big white box right here that's screaming big run up and then a little bit of flatlining. That's convenient. Let's just one more time and see here. High point down to low point, 50% 618. Would make sense. What? Big run up and a flat line. Let's go back again. All right. The all-time high from here down to the lowest closing candle right over here. This was our lowest closing right there. All right. 50% 618 was right here. What did price do? It stayed below for this because obviously this was like earlier in Bitcoin, but still came up, tested 50% 618, bounced back down for a moment, and finally took off and ran after that. Right? Like it always hits that level and gives us a nice sell-off. People are gonna wig out. It just is what it is. Like there's no nice way to say it. Like people are gonna literally wig out at that level. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm excited about where we're headed, but I know this is the normal stuff. Normally you hit this level, price gives you that last stalling moment. You got to find that entry point, right? That last stalling moment. You got to find that entry point. Once you get past this level, it's usually off to the races. That's usually after the halving, we're crossing the line, we're breaking above. That's usually calling all cars after that. So I don't think we're going to break this area and run until after the halving. So for me, it's really just be patient, keep dollar cost averaging, take advantage of every pullback we get right now, and just keep being smart about your moves. Like, don't feel like you're being rushed to get into the market. Don't feel like you got to have all the answers right away. Like, none of this stuff is hurry up and get the bag mentality. Like, it's literally keep accumulating along the way. All right. Like, I was, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you guys were, well, some of you guys, y'all around my age and a little bit older. Like, we're all in like that median area. Like, I'm probably like in the middle of a lot of the people here. Because some people are like in their 50s, some people are in their 30s, a lot of you guys are in your 20s. For you guys that were in like your late 30s and anybody after that, a lot of you guys remember the internet showing up, right? Like, I remember going to my grandmother's house because I was born in 82. All right, everybody. Somebody was like, "You were born in the late 1900s." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, don't make a thing out of it." All right. So I remember, going to my grandmother's house and watching TV on a black and white TV, right? Because that was what she had. Like, it wasn't like a big deal. Like, I know color TV came out and all that kind of stuff, but I remember in the 80s going to my grandmother's house, like 88, 89, and watching TV on a black and white TV because that was all she had in the back room for us to watch TV on. All right. It was a little small gray TV and it was black and white. And I was just glad we had a TV, right? Like, oh man, I get to sit and watch cartoons, right? And now telling people that, like, used to watch TV on a black and white screen. I'm like, yeah, it's not that far off. Like, this wasn't like 100 years ago, right? Like, television isn't like that much of a new invention when you think about it, right? Television is even like 100 years old, right? So, I think it's like just barely like 100 years old. So like you get to a place where like, you're seeing how when the internet hit, a lot of our parents were slow to the jump, right? They didn't jump on the wave, but that what the internet was. They were terrified of it, right? Now, think about how you feel right now about ChatGPT. Like, just think about how you feel about it. Some of you guys may be looking into it here and there. Some of you guys may be like, it's just too complicated for me. I don't have time to use that thing. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to go over there and try. It's too much to look at. I don't know how to use it. I don't want to type it. It's scary. It's just weird. I don't want to do it. Our parents felt the same way about the internet. This is what I need you guys to realize what's happening right now. You need to get out of your head and start researching this stuff. Because there are tons, and I mean tons, of lanes that you can make money in with ChatGPT before it gets normalized. Because think about it, if you would have made an advertising company when the internet first launched, you'd be a billionaire right now. Right? If you were doing something on the internet where you were monetizing websites or traffic or ad revenue, you would be a billionaire right now, multi-billionaire right now, because you took advantage of something that everybody was too busy to look at, right? Too busy to pour into. This is one of the reasons why I'm going to be diving deep in AI and crypto, so you guys can figure out what's the best ways for us to utilize AI and crypto and really capitalize on this stuff. And then you let it kind of bleed over into other areas of your life, because if you are not doing it now, you're going to look like our parents looked when the internet hit. My mom to this day still is not a big, fan of the internet. And I'm like, Mom, no shade. My mom had me when she was 16. So she's not that much older than me. So I'm like, dude, like at this point, like, what are we doing? Like, you got to start diving into this stuff and taking full advantage. I'm telling you, family, like, just because you don't understand it doesn't mean ignore it. That's my nugget for you guys today. Just because you don't understand it does not mean ignore it. Oh, y'all been looking at RSS3? I was gonna set that there and see who went to do their work. Because everybody I know in these different chats that I've been seeing, they have been typing RSS3 for the long, I'm talking almost like maybe a year now. I've been seeing this project pop up in chats, and I thought it was like a coding thing. And it's still getting people's attention. And everybody's wigging out like, when it finally catches on, when it finally catches on, when it finally catches on, it's going to blow everybody's minds. And I'm like, what are they talking about? That's why I put it on our low cap list so you guys can start being a little more ahead of the curve. I do my best to give you guys information without like dragging you to the answer, right? I want to see who's excited about it. And then when y'all talk in the chats and bring it up, I'm like, ha ha, they own it. They own it. Like they waking up. I feel like what's that dude name on Snowfall? The Uncle Jerome, like, ha ha, they squabbling out there. Yeah. That's how I be feeling. All right. So if you ain't seen Snowfall, you got to go watch Snowfall. It's crazy good. The ending was sad, but it was good. Let's see here. SSL came off a website. Yeah, dude, like Crypto G, I'm telling you, we're at a place right now where the people that are doing the research are going to be the ones that win. The people that do the research are going to be the ones that win. All right. Y'all know Jerome had me crazy. It's just Jerome's voice, man. He got that crazy deep voice all the time. Like, yeah, nephew. Yeah. All right, I'm done. Let's see here. This is I'm saying I have RSS3, but I have. Y'all silly. But it's dope. It's dope. So, right, listen. We're at a place right now where we're seeing the market get to a position. We're getting closer to the point of no return. Once we hit this area, every pullback becomes less. It gets smaller. I'm going to back up again so you can see what I mean here. Once we hit this point, now this one was different because COVID, obviously, like that was just G's or Pete's, right? But COVID happened, and yeah, we had the Black Swan event that nobody saw, and we recovered, and then boom, took off. Back here, we hit the level, pull back, and after that, these retracements were fewer and far in between. You had to be here just to get in at some of these levels. All right, over here, same thing. Literally, after this, when it broke, there was no more retracements. There wasn't. I mean, this was an early Bitcoin. This was, $18, $17 Bitcoin, right? Like, come on. So I'm just letting you guys know we're getting to a point where dollar cost averaging, making a decision happens in these areas, because now we're getting into the growth phase, and price is going to start to flatline the closer we get to the halving. After the halving, it's over, right? Here as well, price started to flatline, COVID, recovery. After the halving, we break and run, gone. I told you guys this run was a lot shorter because we didn't have China a part of the crypto space. We have China back in the crypto space now. The rest of the world is becoming digitized now. Almost every nation is talking about getting a CBDC. We see all of these things lining up right in front of us. And now we have all the regulatory bodies in America leaning into ours, saying, or all the congressional bodies in America are leaning into the regulatory side, saying, why haven't you guys given this stuff any regulation? You called everybody in for fines and fees, and you haven't given them any rules. You're just making stuff up as you go and charging them for mistakes that they didn't know they were making, even when they kept asking for clear-cut regulation. So we're at a point now where everybody's watching the space. Everybody, y'all done called Sloppy. Why did y'all wake Sloppy up to bring him here to let him know that I will never wear this Boston hat on a Go Live session? Oh my gosh. Y'all know I got rivalry with Sloppy when it comes to sports. That's my bro. Every other level, that's my bro. But when it comes to sports, nah, dog. We ain't doing this today. Y'all literally called him just to bring him on so he could say something slick to me about sports teams. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, y'all always got me distracted in the chat, though. Okay, never just focus in and do a Go Live session without it being some shade thrown in the chat. So I'm sorry I had to tell him. I'm saying, Dan, you wouldn't have snitched on me, dog. That's how we doing. All right. I see how we gonna run it. Okay. But no, let's run off. Right now we're at a place where things are lining up. We're getting really, really close to levels. But I want you to understand it. If we get the news that I'm talking about here for FOMC, this could be the catalyst that pushes us up to this level. And like I said, from here, every pullback becomes quicker, shorter, much more valuable. That's the thing you got to have in your mind. Now is not the time to slack. Now is not the time to get distracted. Now is not the time to find 40 other things to be doing while the market's at this level. You had all year to, play around and do whatever you was going to do. Right now, it's focus time. Right now, it's focus season. Right now is get your portfolio in position, because when it's gone and we leave these zones, when all these boxes have played out and been filled out, I've been screaming this stuff since we was over here. Hey guys, consolidation zone. Hey guys, we're going to fall into the growth zone. Hey guys, we're going to have this last bit of accumulation. Hey guys, the halving's coming up. There are going to be people sitting here watching all of this happen the entire way through, and they're going to miss out. They're literally going to miss out. Let's see here. No, I know it's all love day. I'm just messing with you, bro. See here. Let me see. Says now is not the time to be asking Kurt for dating advice. Let him know, EJ. We're focused on this and football. No, I'm just... No, I was just talking to my squad about you, EJ. They was like, "Is the dude that won last year getting back in the league?" I was like, "I got to talk to him. He a champ now, so I can't be talking to him reckless. I got to bring some respect to that man's name." So yes, I got to kick it with you when we get some time about the next year's league, because yes, it's a whole vibe. They want you back now. They want to talk stuff to you because you beat everybody down. All right. No, big facts, Bradley. Don't miss out. All right. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Awesome. Since I'm older than you too. All right. I respect my elders. I do. Let's see here. Yup, them cowboy. We ain't about to do this, Manny. We ain't about to do this, bro. Please don't do this. Y'all draft, man, was... it wasn't bad. I'm not going to say it was bad, but it was... I thought y'all could have filled a couple more holes, but yeah. The long as Pollard heals up good from that injury, y'all going to be straight. I don't know what y'all going to do with Zeke, but I'm going to leave that there for y'all, because Pollard was doing his thing. He was getting me some points last year. All right. Let's see here. It says, we're shaking with the DeLorean, Professor Smith. I know, right? You Trey Lions fan. Team on fire sale. No, listen. Lions had to come up, man. We got rid of everything we needed to get rid of, and we replaced everything we needed to replace. With the new running back we got, we ain't going to miss DeAndre Swift. We just not. He can have his fun over there in Philly. Plus, he was born in Philly, so he went home. It was a good fit. We showed him some love, sent him back to his hometown, and plus they went to Super Bowl, so it's a win-win for everybody. Let's see here. I ain't too busy betting on games. Don't do me like that, man. Y'all know that new dude. Stupid stuff. I don't know why he did that. Anyway, y'all gotta throw rain on my parade every time I was having a good time. See how you do me, EJ? All right, so where we're at right now, definitely powerful. I want to double back and I want to talk to you guys about Ethereum for a second. So people have been asking me questions about ETH, like, bro, what's going on with Ethereum? Are these good levels to be looking at right now? I know we just broke and, you know, our trend line area and everything like that. Like, what are you seeing right now for ETH? I'm gonna box this up again for you guys. High point, down to the low point. All right. I don't know why I still got this one up here, but let's do a new one. Here, straight through to here. This is the zone I'm looking to for maybe a potential sell-off as well. And once again, we got another level up here that has a ton of selling pressure waiting as well. If I go all the way up to the actual main high, same thing here, 50%, 618. Just like Bitcoin, when Bitcoin gets around 45, 49-ish $1,000, Ethereum should be somewhere between $3,000, $3,000 to $3,300. That's what we're looking at. So from where we are right now on up, yes, Bitcoin simply going up another 20,000, maybe 10,000, another 20,000, 15,000, something like that, could leave Ethereum typically almost basically doubling, almost, right? That's why I keep talking to you guys about ETH. Like, make sure you guys are dollar cost averaging on this project. This project has the potential to hit 10K. It has the potential to hit 10K. Like, it's not even, there's no project that has more use case than Ethereum. I don't care what you name. You can name whatever you want. It's not beating Ethereum's use case. Like DeFi, NFTs, from even when it comes to just simple, just the amount of transactions done on a blockchain, like nothing is dwarfing Ethereum's community and use case right now. So as much as you may love something else, that's great, but the use case alone of this is just, it's already dwarfing a lot of stuff. And then not to mention, we're looking at the market cap right now for something like Ethereum. Like, this back in the day wasn't even close. Like, you wouldn't even see like half of this here, right? Like, we're literally getting closer and closer to Ethereum being half of Bitcoin's value. What happens when we start seeing a lot more adoption from real estate? When we start seeing a lot more adoption from insurance? When we start seeing a lot more adoption from the traditional financial system? It's not all going to flow into Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't have the rails and the on-ramps and the backbone, or the structure, should I say, the plumbing, even better word, for the financial systems that we already use to flow through it, right? Like, Ethereum already has that with DeFi. It's not even close, family. It's once again, the flipping is just a matter of time. It's not a matter if, it's just when. And I want you guys to be a part of something magical, amazing, phenomenal, for simply just participating, like simply even holding ETH as it continues to grow, and we start seeing more use case build and grow from this. When you start seeing forks from Ethereum happen, and it'll be like something that banks will be using like consistently. When you start seeing forks from Ethereum happen, it'll be something that real estate will use consistently. Forks from Ethereum happening where it'll just be all insurance based blockchain. The value proposition is almost endless for crypto. And we're still in the early stages. We're still at the stages right now where there's just above $1 trillion in this space right now. All right, and I showed you guys like the top derivative. Right? Let me just entertain me for 2 seconds, y'all. Okay. Let me see if I can pull this up, if it's even in here, because they might have changed it. Derivatives, boom. The top derivatives projects. Let's just look at the top 5. Synthetix, Ethereum. Wow, that was convenient. I didn't think it was going to be there. Wow, that's neat. All right. Synthetix, Ethereum. GMX, what you guys think is on which network this was built on top of, right? This one here is Arbitrum, right? Arbitrum is also Ethereum. All right. Arbitrum's a layer 2. All right. DXDY or DYDX, we already know. Ethereum. Okay, I'm going through these derivatives on purpose because I want to show you something. All right, Gains Farm, Obviously, we're not even gonna look at that one. That's a whole other thing. Gains Network, how convenient. One of our new recent, situations here. Polygon, Ethereum, right? Arbitrum Network, Ethereum, right? They all work tandem. Okay. Right? UMA. Ethereum. I'm just saying. So some of the top derivatives projects, Ethereum, correct? Let me see here. I want to pull this up for you guys real quick because I've done this before, but I want to really, because some people are new and they don't know like what's going on with derivatives and why derivatives are so important. So all the world's money and markets in one visualization, right? Because sometimes we're visual creatures. We need to see, what it looks like. Because if you have a better visual picture, you can kind of, put a face to what this stuff really is, right? So this is, visualcapitalist.com, so you can see what I mean here. So silver, around $49.9 billion worldwide. Bitcoin and crypto, this is old, right? This is like a quarter of what it is now, right? Military spending, right? U.S. deficit, right? 3.8 trillion. All the coins and banknotes from around the world, right? About 6.6 trillion. The Fed's balance sheet around 7 trillion. And, we went crazy with that before all this happened. This website's not been updated. Billionaires in the world, around 8 trillion with all their money combined, right? Gold and jewelry and all that stuff, about 10 trillion now, right? Fortune 500 companies, somewhere around there. It's yeah. All right, now let's go into the stock market, right? All of it combined right here, about 89.5 trillion. Not bad. All right. All right, money supply, around 95.7 trillion. Global debt, right? 253 trillion. Global debt. All right. Global real estate. All right. We're talking about residential, 220 trillion. Commercial, 33 trillion. Agricultural, 27 trillion. All right. Now, I just want you to see something. Derivatives. The low end estimates. The low end estimate of derivatives, guys. 558.5 trillion. That's the low end. That's the low end. I just showed y'all the top 5 derivative projects in the world are on Ethereum's network. What does it look like when a sliver of that value from derivatives flows into crypto? Where is it going to go first? Ethereum's network. That part. This is the stuff that I'm telling. Like, a lot of people are going to sit on the sidelines and watch the world's money leave its traditional places and find new, safer homes. And for those people that were there before everybody else woke up to it, yeah. This is like, you have no idea what it looks like when the stock market, first of all, let's just back up a little bit. When the stock market gets tokenized, this is still 89 trillion, almost 90, more now because there's way more money in the stock market than it was back then. Let's just say 90 trillion. When $90 trillion gets tokenized, these are still considered derivatives because it's stocks. So that money is going to flow somewhere it needs to be able to be traded in. It's going to get tokenized on somebody's blockchain. I don't think it's going to go directly to Bitcoin because Bitcoin doesn't have a lot of layer 1s and layer 2s that can do that right now. And Bitcoin moves a lot slower than other blockchains because it can't handle as many transactions per second. So stuff like Polygon and Arbitrum and OP, those second layer solutions on Ethereum, are going to have tons of value flowing into it that are also going to turn into derivatives that are going to flow into other networks. And then we'll start to see. Are you starting to understand when Grant Cardone says, "Where's my money? Who has my money? Who has my money?" Derivatives has your money. This is the low end. Y'all want to see what the high end estimate looks like? 1 quadrillion. 1 quadrillion. 1 quadrillion. How many times you said the word quadrillion in your life and you weren't playing around? Right? Like, I get it. I understand. I know. Oh man, Kurt, how you know that money gonna show up on crypto, bro? What if it just stays over here where it's at? Can everybody in this chat agree that we are moving into a digital age, whether we like it or not? How many of you guys walk around with a pocket full of cash all day? I didn't think so. So we already know the vibes. How many of you guys know that quantum computing is coming, whether you like it or not? Now, this is not to scare anybody, but quantum computers could hack into a bank like that. Okay? Period. People, well, what about blockchain? Because it'll be able to hack your private keys and all of that. We're going to have quantum blockchains as well. That's what I want you guys to understand. Like, we're going to have quantum blockchains as well. We'll be able to keep up with quantum computing because the blockchain space, Web 3.0, will be able to actually input that into Web 3 when it comes to security. So when a quantum computer is trying to brute force another quantum computer, stalemate, right? I don't think a bank's going to be able to do that because there's too much human error going on with the ones and zeros behind that with that clerk behind the counter. Like, you're in the right place at the right time with the right information, right? AI is going to keep coming whether you like it or not. AI is going to make a lot of jobs obsolete. The only thing you'll be able to do is either collect universal basic income in the future, the way it's looking, because they're going to have automated fast food. They're going to have automated therapy. They're going to have automated judges. They're going to have automated lawyers. They're going to have automated everything. Trust me, it's coming. You may not think it's coming. They want to remove the biases. They want to remove like all of it. They want all this stuff to be by the book. And they want to do as least work as possible. I'm telling you, family, like, this stuff is coming whether you like it or not. You need to have different sources. You need to have different levels of income. Right now is the time to start looking while everybody else is asleep at the wheel, trying to get another job and another job and another job. And I'm not down on jobs at all. But if you are working multiple jobs, put your money to work for you. Money is a horrible master, but a phenomenal servant. Money is a horrible master, but a phenomenal servant. And you have to work on your relationship with your money. I'm just saying all this stuff so you guys can understand where most of the world's money is. It's derivatives. This is the end of the chart. Most of the world's money is in derivatives. And this is just futures contracts, forward contracts, options, warrants, swaps, right? Stuff that we talk about all the time. Stuff that happens in the stock market, different markets. We're doing futures already. Like, listen, DCX is so far ahead of the curve. We wanted to offer you guys futures because we know this is the beginning of you guys understanding how to really navigate where all the money is. This is not a game no more. Y'all past the looking glass. Y'all in here now. Like, we not in here playing pity pat. This is buckle up. This is what the rest of your life finna look like. You want a bag or no? You want to go to another level or no? Because if not, cool. I'm not twisting your arm to learn nothing new, but come in here with the right mentality and say, you know what? If all the world's money's over here, let me get real good where all the world's money at. Let me get world class at something that's going to be able to help me and my family for the rest of not my life, but my last name's lineage. I want everybody in this chat to have a picture of you over the fireplace with the word legend underneath it. Because y'all doing the work that nobody else wants to do. Y'all the ones that decide to bet on yourself, come into this academy and say, I'm here to learn. The least I could do is show you where all the money at. At the end of the day, the least I can do is show you where all the money at. Like, what are we doing at this point? Like, what other game you want to play outside of this one? Where else should your time be at outside of this? Because I don't know what your managers and supervisors and everybody else is telling you, but I'm showing you where the money at. I want you to pay attention to where the money's at. So if you know where the money's at, They're not gonna miss it when you come get your millions up out of here. This is 558 trillion, 558 trillion, and this the low end. This the, you know, if you just want to, you know, get your feet wet. My mama said I can get my feet wet. If you just want to get your feet wet, if you want to dive in, we talking 1 quadrillion. I don't know nothing else on the planet that's got $1 quadrillion moving in it. Because if you say that to somebody, they're going to call you crazy. Could you imagine being like, hey, you want to trade in the world's most liquid financial market where there's 1 quadrillion? Like, man, get out of here lying. Like, ain't nobody going to believe. Ain't nobody going to believe. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, sometimes when I saw this, I got excited because I know for us, we make money when it go up. We make money when it go down. So nothing about this scared me. When I'm like, dude, like, why? Wait a minute. Why didn't they just lead with this? Just send me over here with this at. Like, show me how to work this. It made too much sense. So I get amped up every day when we have futures classes because you guys are sitting down watching how the big money movers get this stuff done, how to get in and get out of the market. And the thing is, you don't need greed here because whether you like it or not, this the low end. And you don't need greed. Just come in and work it. Just work the system. Work the plan. Don't let your greed come in and force you to think that this quadrillion is trying to leave. They're not putting this money on a rocket and shooting it into space. It's right here waiting on you to stay disciplined enough to get it. Because they don't have to do nothing extra because the greed takes it from everybody else. But the disciplined folks just keep scooping a little into their boat, a little into their boat, a little more into their boat. And the greedy folks, when they come in and just put it all in their boat, then they flip over and they lose it all. And the disciplined folks, just a little more. And you know what they do? They go back and they say, you know what? I'm going to take this money out of my boat and I'm going to put it into something else that earns me passive income. And I'm going to come back, put a little more on my boat. But now when you went back out, you got a bigger boat now. All right. So now you can fit a lot more in your boat. And then you go back and you do something else to get you passive. And now you got a bigger boat. And now every time you come back to shore, you got more to put into your pack. You see what I'm saying? This ain't about coming in and I want to get $1 million so I can get a Maserati. Like, no, you want to get $1 million so you can have passive income and live off 1% of your million. So now with $1 million, you're earning passively 100 grand every year. That's how it works. You never touch the principal. You only touch the interest that comes from your million. All right. Like, I'm sorry, the 10%, my bad. All right. Like you get down to the nitty gritty, you get to 2 million, right? And now you're making, you know, another 10% on your money every year, right? Like that's the goal. It's just to keep doubling, growing. Like don't be intimidated by these markets, guys. Don't be intimidated by what you see when people are screaming bad this and bad that. There's no bad this and bad that in these markets. It's just opportunities and knowing when to shift your gears, shift your bias, and what to do. This is why I started the class off talking to you guys about what's going on in Bitcoin and how regardless of what happens in this market, we got opportunities to the upside. We got opportunities to the downside. If price runs to these areas, we know we're looking for potential opportunities to sell back off, right? And get paid. Price comes down in these areas, looking for potential opportunities to buy in and watch it run, right? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Everything you want wants you. You just gotta keep moving towards it. I keep telling you all the same stuff, man. We do these mindset classes on Thursday nights to make sure that you guys are focused on the right things. When I joined IM, the one thing I was so thankful for was mentorship. That was the thing that made most of the difference for me in my journey. I was already excited about learning how to trade. I was already like head over heels in love with just the process of seeing the market move and being able to extract value out of it. But when I was able to get a mentor and I realized it was a different type of accountability with having mentorship, it hit different. It just hit different. It was like, dude, I didn't want to let my mentor down. I didn't want my mentor to feel like all the work they put into me was for nothing. So I need you guys to understand, like, listen, MMX, start watching that. Go check out Randy. Go check out Nano. Go check out, Wanda Webb. Go check out Millie Mills. Like, go get the mentorship. Like, really go into that. Do the work they have you do. Don't just be, oh, it's nice to hear Millie talk. It's cool to hear Wanda talk. Like, some of y'all don't have uplines. and y'all feel bad about it. Like, oh, well, I would build up, I had an upline. Go get the mentorship. Go become the upline you wish you had. Like, I'm just saying, fam. I'm just saying, fam. Don't make excuses. Find solutions. Honestly, like, you want a better life? Go get it. Go get it. Wants you to go. It's sitting there on the bench like, I'm just waiting for them to come pick me up. Like, your better life is waiting for you to just go and get it. And it's just sitting there like Mr. Bean in the field checking his watch. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Some of y'all celebrating when y'all see coins go up and down. Some of y'all get excited when y'all see different projects taking off and all of that. And my first thought process is, why are we celebrating? What are we celebrating for? Right? Like, what are we amped up for? Like, I don't get how all of this stuff is getting people excited. Like, for me,
you're only half happy, or
still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
No. No, job's not
half
finished.
Happy, or
still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished.
That's the face. That's the face I be having. Like, what are we doing? Job's not finished. Job's not finished. You know what you want your life to look like. You know what the goals are that you have right now. You know what type of life you want to live. What are we celebrating, bro? Like, job's not finished. I see this and I'm like, what do you mean I can't have one of these trillions? What do you mean I can't have one of these trillions? I want to be the world's first trillionaire. What do you mean? Job's not finished. Les Brown said, when you shoot for the stars, you can land on a cloud. Bro, don't get me hype, man. I'm just saying, this is my motivation when I wake up in the morning.
You're only half happy, or
still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. Okay.
What's this?
No. I leave that boy up. I leave that clip up every day. All right, family. I'm going to wrap up here. I appreciate you guys. Man, I know I went over by a little bit. But yeah, family, that's the attitude you got to have. Like, put your head down and just grind. Work. 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 Fall in love with the work. Like, you could be distracted in this season, trying to find something to have fun with and be all lit and all of that. Like, man, work. Work, family. The people who are going to celebrate in 2024, 2025, work. 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 Like, it ain't nothing to be in here getting all like, work. Like, I'm happy. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I looked at my NFL draft and all of that while I was sitting here with my charts. I had draft on this screen, charts on this screen, and our articles on this screen. All right, like, it is what it is. Work. My desk is a mess right now from just notes and stuff. Just saying, fam. Like, and the thing is, if you got a job, work your job, but be smart with your spending. If you got habits, you smoking cigarettes, you got habits, you got to drink every weekend. Hey, dude, I'm going to be the first person to tell you this. Money don't make you solve all your problems. Money doesn't make any of that stuff go away. It makes you more of what you already are. I'm putting you on notice right now. Money makes you more of what you already are. So if you're not looking to develop the right habits now, and you get to the point where crypto's blowing up and you see all the money flowing in, it's going to flow out just as fast. It's going to flow out just as fast, and you're not going to know what to do because you didn't develop the right habits. You didn't get the right circles. You didn't get the right mentorship. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. I'm being real. Like, when I got to this point in my life, I was like, bro, it's not even like it's different. It's like I just have options now. I just have more options now. Like, people are like, oh man, you making good money, you traveling the world, all this. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, that's lit. But it's just more options. Like, I can do more things. But for me, I want to help more people. I want to be able to benefit more people that I care about. I want to be able to like offer up. If I could buy more time to help more people, I would do that. I would literally do that. I'd be, oh man, I can buy another 30 hours. Oh, yes, give me them 30 hours for sure. But it don't work like that. So the time I do have, I have to maximize. I have to really be focused in on what I need to do. That's all it is. That's all it is. I get it. I get it. Life is life. Everybody has different things they dealing with. Health issues, mental issues, financial issues. I understand that. None of that. Some of it may not even be your fault, but it's definitely your responsibility to find a solution. All of that whining about it ain't gonna help it. All of that groaning about who did what and who said what and why you here, get over it. Suck it up, Buttercup. Like it ain't. You listen. Success don't care about your excuses. I know it may be hard. It may be hard. Like I said, it might even be your fault, but it's your responsibility to get out here, find a solution, get it done, get around the right people, build a success circle, build, get mentorship, and go for what you know. I'm telling you. Imagine what it looks like. Imagine what it feels like and borrow that energy from the future and just keep stepping towards it. See here. That's amazing. Kurt, you would give your extra money there. Yeah, man, listen, because that's all it boils down to. If I could buy time to bring more value, it would literally be a feedback loop of just success. But yeah. That's it for me today, family. I appreciate y'all. That's pretty much a Marvel moment right there because I went over way too much. But I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., please be on the future session, family. Value. All right? Value. Value on value on value. Because I'm telling you, those classes are the ones that are going to start really opening your mind to what's possible in crypto. And then these platforms that we're using already that are in the derivative space, what happens when you start seeing way more value flow into those platforms? Why certain projects that I showed you guys are on the list right now. All right. I know. Listen, I appreciate you guys for coming in and being hungry and being just focused right now. And I need you guys to keep that focus because it's going to be a ton of distractions. Mark my words. The closer you get to your goals, the universe is going to keep trying to show you or ask you if you want it by dropping distractions in your lap. Oh man, I always wanted one of these. Oh man, oh man, I got the perfect situation. Oh man, I'm about to go over here and do this and that. Oh man, we're finna go over here and turn up. It's gonna be distraction after distraction after distraction. And my thing is, when you look back at your story, do you want to be like, man, I had so many things I did that didn't get me nowhere? Or do you want to say, man, I sat and focused in on the stuff I was supposed to do, and my life is completely different now. My circle is completely different now. Right? Like, just saying, everybody wants to have multiple sources of income. It starts off with taking care of the first source so you can multiply it. Right? You nurture it. You put things in other areas. It starts off slow and then it snowballs. None of this stuff is going to be overnight. Right? You guys may just start off doing, small stuff, getting into DeFi, small little drips. And then eventually it starts to grow and pick up. There's nothing to be ashamed of with small beginnings. Like, everything that was worth something started off small. Just fall in love with the process, family. All right, family. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow if I can. But Wednesday for sure. Me and Mike will be back with you guys. So as usual and as always, stay patient, stay disciplined, and the gains will come. I'm out. And oh yeah. Good night, everybody. Stay blessed, family. Love you guys. Like I said, no Marvel moment today. Just wanted to go ahead and pour into you guys a little bit, let you know how important it is to have that sense of urgency right now about getting this stuff done. All right, guys, stay blessed. Get this bag. Let's go.